So the alpha test is over, and typically I don't kind of cover this kind of content or do this kind of content, but genuinely alpha test was really really fun with Pax Dei, and they've just sort of sent out a celebrating the alpha test journey email, which kind of like just highlights some of the good things with you know what went on in the alpha, and a lot of the pictures we're going to see in here are pictures that people have submitted. So as you can see here, there was over 12,000 players that ended up getting into the alpha test, which I think near on the end we had knowledge that there was at least 11,000 keys that got sent out. Now obviously there wasn't 11 or 12,000 people playing at one particular time. I think a lot of people joined the alpha, enjoyed the alpha, but it was sort of lackluster in terms of like actual content. Like we know we wasn't there for that. So if you wasn't a big builder, or if you wasn't a big crafter, then the kind of alpha was a little bit redundant to you. But it was genuinely good fun. So over 12,000 people managed to get in and have a little play, which is cool. And there's been really nice messages here. So your overwhelming response has been incredibly uplifting. We're deeply grateful for your unwavering support and encouragement throughout this adventure. I think it was really, really encouraging for them to see, you know, some big names like Co-Carnage and of course Asmongold jump in and genuinely say some pretty positive things about the game. I think because a lot of us we're in this era at the moment where you know an early access game or an alpha test gets dropped and typically it's pretty shit. But you know, Pax Dei, I said this throughout the streams that I was doing during the alpha test, and you know the devs set this expectation and they met that expectation. Normally normally the expectation isn't met, and that's where all of us sort of get let down, and it's been happening a lot lately. So that was really really cool. They could have sort of highlighted here slightly some of the technical challenges they had. Navigating through this wild ride of the alpha playtest, we found some strange issues. Buildings disappearing out of nowhere while crafters and containers stayed strong. We even faced virtual earthquakes that caused some damage to your structure. Now, I don't know if this is... I thought they were memeing about this, but we did see some tears in the map that genuinely, you know, there was like a big hole in the ground and DB fell straight through it. Idiot. But there was a couple of survival communities that I saw join, and just, you know, they did what they needed to do, and they found ways to, like, let's call it griefing. It wasn't really griefing, it's an alpha test, right? They found ways to grief, destroy your stuff, take your stuff. And I'm sure that they were talking about that being the earthquake and the earthquake being fixed. It's brilliant. Despite the chaos, these findings have become crucial for improving our game. Of course, the alpha will also help us with the crafting, progression, and balancing. We know some of you had nightmares about linen. Brilliant. Really, really brilliant. One thing before we sort of get into the numbers of this, because this is really cool. They actually made some updates on the fly. They changed the way things worked. For example, they slowed some crafts down and they sped up some other crafts. They changed how much resource you had to put in, and they changed how many resources you got out. And they did that all within a couple of days of like people sort of offering this feedback. So very, very impressed with that. So this is their first alpha. They've called it Alpha 1 Recap. So I'm going to guess that there's going to be more than one alpha. Hopefully, sooner rather than later, we'll know when that's going to be. So as we've discussed, over 12,000 people get invitations. In terms of timing, there was over 5,000 days played. It's pretty cool. 545,000 trees were chopped. These were the most used materials. Man, I fucking hated these pegs. I hated these wooden pegs. It kind of makes sense that they're in the game, but goddamn, I hated these pegs. Lots of wood. Wood pegs, strong planks, rough beams. 1,200,000 building pieces were placed. That's more than half the stone blocks used to build the Great Pyramid of Giza. 1,100,000 mobs killed, including 516 will-o'-the-wisps. This did not go unnoticed. Repercussions await. This was kind of like the only mob that really gave a lot of us difficulty. And as people started to progress and get some skills, the first time we encountered it, there was like 25, 30 of us chasing this one wisp down. It was ridiculous. And then the next time, a couple of the boys had some skills that essentially snared the enemy so you could get and just attack the wisp. That was cool. 8,000 rabbits slain. top 300s. I think this is in regards to people. One person killed over 100 rabbits. Is that right? Surely not. Now this is kind of funny. 17,700 people died by falling. Top 3 skydivers. One, is that right? One person died 440 times from fall damage. Surely not. Surely not. Over 1,000 people died by drowning. I can attest that quite a few of our guys died from drowning. We built a diving board quite high. Well, Horse built a diving board quite high, and we'd all keep jumping off it. And I think the first or second time people ever always did it, they drowned. 400,000 items consumed, and 2,400 pieces of clay were foraged. And here's a couple of the pictures which are really cool to see. And I believe at the end of this, one of our pictures made it in. The guys are sharing it on Discord. These are just really cool, man. The building is brilliant. Like, look at that tavern. Some of these look like they could be placed by the actual devs that users can go and you know, use essentially. Couple of night ones, couple of day ones down by the river. The water was really wicked. And then this is our one here. So no credit to me on this. I didn't actually have any involvement in this build, but this bottom image of the sort of Colosseum, the amphitheater, this was from our base. Yeah, wicked, really cool. The guys did a great job building. It's kind of funny because we come from quite a heavy PvP background, so you know, to see the boys just get stuck in and play together on a game that had no PvP or, and let's be honest, no bloody content at this point. It was really good. It was really good test, and really enjoyed it. So yeah, that was it really. Just a little update video for some of you guys who may or may not have seen this. It was a great test, really fun, and it's sort of closing off the Alpha 1 for me and our community. But I hope you enjoyed watching me play it. If we get an invite to the next Alpha, then we'll be absolutely playing it, fingers crossed. And for kind of what's happening next, the 7th of December, there is the day before, which released a very interesting video today. It was 30 seconds long of them having some advertisement in Times Square. I really thought they were going to show some gameplay. They did not. And then on the 7th, there is the Throne and Liberty launch in the East, specifically in Korea. So we'll be checking both of those out. Until then, for you guys who've been trying to watch the Twitch streams, my internet is dying. It's in a really bad spot, so I'm trying to resuscitate it, and hopefully I'll be back on stream in the next few days. But until then, feel free to come out, hang out on the Discord. If you enjoyed the video, little update, like and share, and I will see you soon.